Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. This is a 16 by 20 inch canvas, an oxo omelet turning flip and fold spatula, and a piece of tongue depressor, which I will probably use in a minute. I have been doing geometrics, and I've been watching my friend Amy do watercolor landscapes, and I want to use the same process I've been using to do the geometric cityscapes or liminal spaces to do something along the lines of a landscape. I'm not sure that I'm capable, but I'm willing to try. That was shiny taffeta. This is French silk. I need enough paint on the canvas to cover this one side at least. That's a little bit of black iris. Here is some Emperor's Gold. I've got some Aztec Bronze Vivid Intense. These are all Colourarte colors. I'm a Colourarte affiliate, so if you'd like to help me out and Colourarte out, please go shopping with the 20% off Colourarte coupon code you'll find below the video. I have made up some Vivid Intense Teal and added Paynes Gray and a little bit of Golden Diamonds. If you ever need information about a color, you're always welcome to ask me. So I want some Indian Spice. Oh, what's it feel like to want? The top is plugged. And I've got tweezers that should take care of that. Takes care of it enough. Well, I thought it did. I'll just give myself a healthy dose of it. I've got some other colors too, some browns. VanDyk brown. And that is a Vivid Intense also. I hardly ever use this, and I'm not even sure if it'll come out. It's a primary element. It's Aspen leaf. It's a really neat color. It's brownish burgundy red, and it's actually pretty stunning. And I never know how this is going to start. Basically, I'm just trying to get enough paint on the canvas. This is some deep amethyst. And I'm thinking I'm going to use a little bit more Chantilly lace just because I can. And I think that's probably good for now. Because what happens is I go back and I take my residuals and I put them on the edge, scraping my spatula off. That way I cover my edge and I utilize my paint. I've got some black saved out, so if I want to do some toothy tool work, I can. Anytime I want to change up the colors that I've got to start with, I'll just go back and use what's here already on my spatula. I really want some black. I'm going to use something. What am I going to use? I'm going to use a playing card. Before I go any further, to put a few black streaks in, add some drama. And then basically what I should be doing is trying to get rid of the straight lines but too little too late on that count. Or maybe not. I don't know. This is interesting. I think I mentioned, I'm not sure, I might have mentioned it in another video, Amy's doing watercolors. Amy Johnson, check her out. She has a YouTube channel also. I believe it's White Dog Studio. Once I get the bottom covered in this new and weird way, I'll think about the sky. I'm basically thinking about grabbing a little black right now. And messing with my horizon line. Because I can. Then grab some of that paint that's above and below it. And just use it to mix together, knowing full well that I can run my spatula through. I can always add more paint. Not as easy to take paint away. I want a little purple. I might want a little more than a little. Just using the residuals right on my spatula. I'm going to grab, instead of purple, I'm going to use the teal. Well, with the purple, I'm going to use the teal. That was a lot. And I just somehow bumped right into my canvas. I might want to turn this around so I stop creating a nuisance for myself in the sky. I like to use my residuals. Probably shouldn't do it upside down. I could, another time, probably put cell activator in. I could probably do it now. I just don't want to. I love cells, but there's times when I just don't know that I really want them all that much right then. I like what the Aspen leaf did. I'm tempted to put a little green in here. And I can definitely continue to pick up paint with my spatula and put it down other places. Create texture. I don't often give myself the opportunity to pounce my spatula, but this is a good time to try it because it makes wonderful croppings of rocks, outcroppings of rocks, or whatever you imagine them to be. But I like it. It's cool. And I should try the sky. I kind of want a deep golden, like quinacridone gold type sky. Quinacridone nickel azo gold type sky. I'm not sure if I have any of that out, but I have a Tuscan sun, or a Tuscan what? Tuscan gold. It's a beautiful color. Not 100% on these little fishes swimming by here, the little round shapes. But it's an interesting color combination to play with. I'm going to take a little more black. Just a dabble do ya. use that in the foreground. Make me think there might be some rocks. Create some dimension. After all, why not? That's why we play, isn't it? To learn what we like. I am liking those colors I chose a lot. Whoops. If I want to put some trees in, that might have to happen tomorrow. Still a little purple and teal. Hopefully not too much. I don't really want to make the canvas show. Just want to add some color variations. I'm glad I didn't put a lot more black out, but I'm glad I put out as much as I did. And it could be any color, you know, it could be the teal if you wanted it to be. It looks like part of a rocky ledge, and I'm having fun making it. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time, but I guess I'll just reset the timer and pretty happy with what I see happening. Don't mind wiping my spatula off along the edge. Give it a little coverage. Anywhere the paint is heavy is a good place to steal some paint. And at this point, the built-up striations from the drying paint on my spatula is actually creating a pretty cool texture. I don't want to go too much further because I might lose some of the color that I really like. But obviously I'm very bad at stopping when I say I'm going to. Dry riverbed. Whatever it is, it's mountainous. Alright, best for me to clean off my spatula and come back and work on the sky. I'll be back in a second. Hello again. I'm back. This is not dry, this is still wet, and I'm going to use one of my Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold Spatula's best paint spreading tool I know to spread paint. And I'm going to try and use a combination of Chantilly lace and French silk and some shiny taffeta maybe, but definitely some, I think shiny taffeta. I was thinking some of the, why am I forgetting her name? Isadora. I'm going to be sorry when that French silk is gone because it's a wonderful color. So let's go for the shiny taffeta. Which I think I might have more of, so I'll have to mix some more of that. And I've got other colors I want to add in here, like I think quinacridone nickel azo gold, because I haven't got the other one from Colourarte mixed up. I mentioned I was a Colourarte affiliate. You should look for the 20% off Colourarte coupon if you want, underneath the video. So I'm trying to not put this in a straight line, and I keep the paint on my spatula till I'm ready to add it to the canvas. But I definitely need enough paint so I can put more paint down and spread some of that very rich quinacridone nickel azo gold in. I'm not going to try and get completely close to the horizon line, I don't think. Although you cannot trust me to do nothing when I'm facing a challenge. I like to give it a shot. definitely don't want to get it mixed in down there. I think I'm going to need some more color. And I was going to use the Chantilly lace, but I really want the French silk. I might use the Chantilly lace when it comes to adding the other color. I'm going to have some trees at my horizon line because I've got a dot in my sky. I don't know where it came from, but it needs to be camouflaged. Could be a bird, I suppose. I could make it a bird. Alright, so now it's time for me to decide how I'm going to get this beautiful orange color into my sky. And I think the best way that I think to do it is to make sure I've got some paint on my spatula after I remove that thing that has got to go. Looks about the same size as the other thing that I wish I could have gotten rid of. Come on. Stop turning. Let's hope there's no more of those. Alright, so I've got paint on my spatula and I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to put some more paint on my spatula, just in case. I'm going to use a little more Isidore, which is a primary element. I will list the colors under the video. That's the quinacridone Nicolazo Gold. Now I'm going to mix it with some Tuscan Gold, which is a Vivid Intense, which is a lighter color. Careful to stay away from my horizon line. It's not mixing that well, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you're handling a color. Makes me want to put more in. Makes me want to put a lot more in. Now that I've gotten rid of my fear, I'm going to use the other side of the spatula and carefully since I'm working over the painting. I think I like it enough, and I wanted more to begin with, so I'm just going to keep doing it until let's give myself a real challenge. That ought to be challenging enough. Makes me want to put some pink in there. I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. I feel like I can always clean off my spatula on the edge. What is that thing that keeps dogging me? I keep trying to get myself to leave these little marks that the spatula leaves behind because they remind me of clouds. And anytime I see something that's got to go, it means I have to do a whole new stroke. I'm going to grab a little bit of saffron, as crazy as it sounds. Let's see what that looks like. looks like fire in the sky. I've got drips, which is not a bad thing if you catch them in time. You don't let them stay. I have a color I mixed up yesterday with Dancing Fuchsia, which is a new Purely Pigments. And I'm willing to give it a shot. I may want more. I'm being too fussy about my strokes. I think I want some up here. I might want some down here as well. Not 100%. I haven't used it a lot of times, so I'm not sure how much stained color will be left behind on the canvas. Well, it went from an orange sky to a pink sky. Oh well, never mind. I've got a lot of paint on my spatula, which is just calling me to use it. Right down there at that horizon line. It looks like toes. I want to use some of this right close to the top. And I think I'm so close. Every time, I gotta be close. I just need to apply enough pressure so I don't get those striations. Because once I get them and want to keep them, I'm going to have a problem getting them back again. I need to grab a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, take the color, that I have to spare, and use it. I'm going to wish I had turned on my separate light. I kind of like the white at the horizon actually. We know it's probably Chantilly lace or something. I suppose I could use a little yellow, little shiny taffeta, along with everything else. Just taking chances. Trying not to bounce my spatula off the painting below. Should probably put it down. Alright, no trees today. Because I want that paint to dry in the sky without anything running into it. But I like it. Oh, I did it anyway. I don't think it makes any difference. All the marks down in the bottom are pretty interesting. Okay, I'll be back when this is dry and we'll work on some trees then. And I'll check my edges for any drips that I can utilize anywhere else. And I could shimmer this at you now, but I'll give that a miss and wait till tomorrow. Break up my weird singular white lines with a little finger texture. Okay, I'll see you in a sec. So this is dry, and it's been a couple days because today's Christmas for me. And I'm going to use some Frosted Berry in the Sky, along with a little pink carnation, and maybe some more of the Dancing Fuchsia. But I also want to put a Tuscan sun in there. But I'm going to try this first and see how it goes. Grab myself an oxo turning flip and fold spatula. The nice thing about a dry canvas, as I may have mentioned many times before, is that you could grab a wet paper towel and wipe it off if you didn't like what you have. I kind of like the horizon line with the light colors down there. I think I'm going to do a little bit more of this. And then I'm going to put in my sun. I thought about putting the sun in first, but I thought it was probably wiser to wait. I like the Frosted Berry because it implies that, you know, there's a lighter color cloud there. I'd still like my horizon line to be somewhat unpainted so I can put some trees in there. Take advantage of any paint on my spatula to cover up anything that bothers me, or at least camouflage it a little bit. Now the sun. Like I said, Tuscan sun. And I just want an odd little shape peeking through the sky. Maybe I'll use a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. Kind of thinking that's not very bright. Do I dare? Is it going to be too much? Oh no, I don't know. That's a little bit of sour lemon with orange crush. Probably just sort of squished it down on there with something. Or maybe I'll just use my fingers. it looks like a lot of paint. Like more than I need. It doesn't have to be round, it just has to be apparent. Alright, so now, wow, that's interesting. I'm thinking I'm going to grab some of the colors I've got saved out, and that is a yellow green. Put it in my little container. I'm going to use some Aztec bronze, Vivid Intense. That's way more than I intended. A little bit of chestnut brown, which is probably the better choice in any case. A little bit of chromium green. The greens are Vivid Intenses. And I might want one more green. I'm not sure which color. I have a lovely green tea, which is just a slightly different tone than the, come on, squeeze bottle. It's pretty similar to the chromium green. Which means I might want some of this triple sec instead. Yeah, that's perfect. I thought about putting some turquoise in there, but I wasn't sure about that. So I'm going to give myself a little black to start with. Try not to dip my card in all the way. Take those three colors and I guess the excuse me, the Aztec bronze might not have been such a bad choice after all. I'm not getting the line I expected. Maybe it needs to be a lot bigger. So let's try that. Use my larger card. I'm sort of leaning over in a slightly less comfortable position than I'd like to be. But I'm mixing 3 different browns. Not trying too hard to mix them. I guess I'm just going to take my spatula and hope for the best. I'm having a hard time getting those to show up. I'd like to have it look like there's a forest receding all the way to the background. And I've got a little tiny card that I put down somewhere that I could cut another one of, I guess. Or I could just find one that's similar. Wondering if I have enough paint in there. Use the short card to intimate some shorter trees. Getting a lot of blobs. I think I'm just going to go for my green shortly. Not my finest moment. I'm still expecting some miracle to occur and make it look better. Now I have a chopstick, and I didn't really think about this too much, but I thought if I had a wide enough round end that I could pretend that I was putting foliage on. Still miss the turquoise. I think blue-green in with the greens is a good shadowy color choice, along with purple actually. But I'm not minding the effect I'm getting. It's better than I anticipated for a minute there. And I can always put some of this right along the horizon and in the background and up the ridge, and add trunks after. Chopstick's working way better than I thought it might for a minute, the way I was going. I could probably take a straw, put it in there and blow it around too. Better less paint than too much paint, because too much paint you might want to get off. Although it'd be handy to have a Q-tip hanging around right now, and I ran out and didn't restock, and I should have. But I bet there's one. I bet there's there's at least half an end of a Q-tip that's ready to help me in an emergency. Those three colors are great together. There's actually 4 of them, aren't there? I'm liking that. I might want to put some more trees in there. I might want to try my other Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. I'm hoping I'm not blocking everything. My eyes aren't great, and I tend to lean over my work and get my head in the way. I'm sorry about that. If I can cover up. Actually, I just removed that big blob. Could be dead trees in there, no problem. I like the little spots of green though. Running right up the hillside. Why not? Right off into the distance. There, I like that. It's not entirely impossible. I could need some more black. There's no perfection necessary, I don't believe, at this point. If I had more time, I would probably want to just slow down my roll, and use the edge of a piece of Aztec card. But as it is, I think I'm almost done. I could put some shadows in, and I thought about putting some areas in of swiped colors in the bottom, and I suppose I'll check the timer, see what we have left for time. Love my little bulb trees. I'm going to assume that they're supposed to be evergreens. Even though there's bright green in there, I might want to put some purple in still. Okay, that needs a Q-tip. My bad. I don't mind if some of the black comes off. Into the green. I still want to do that other thing. How much time do I have left? I've got 2 minutes. It's not very much time. Maybe I'll take my little card. Myself a little bit of textural green. Still want some purple. I think I need deep amethyst too. Paint chips everywhere today. They're slightly sparse trees. Alright, so I love you guys. You're going to be gone in a second. I'm still hoping that I have enough green to put a couple more dabs in there. Down a little lower. And if I don't, I'll add them after. It's not too fancy. I'm going to use the smaller end of my chopstick. I got another minute. I think I'm going to do a couple more of my... Come on, out you come. My pretend shadows. Alright, I will see you guys anon. What should I tell you? Everything? I think I haven't told you anything in the rest of this video. So, I have 32 playlists, maybe 33 by now, with 100 videos on them each. And I also have them organized by topic and genre. Please give me a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm reacts to you watching longer. So if you can manage to watch longer, you'll be helping my channel out a lot. Your comments keep my morale boosted. I really appreciate that. Happy New Year. I'm probably going to put a few more purple streaks in over on this side. Maybe. I think that's pretty interesting. It's it might need some more trees, in fact, but I'm not sure. Definitely could move around some of the green. I'll give it a shimmer. I'm not sure about anything right now. Hi, I'm unexpectedly back, and I've tried to settle with this composition for a couple days, and I don't care for it as much as the digital version of things I tried. I'm going to brighten up my sky with some red violet. Hopefully. And if I hate it, I'll just use my damp cloth. There's a filament there. I'll use a damp cloth to get rid of it. I think it's a good idea to do this first. So if I have any residuals, I can use them. Or if I want to scrape something away, I can do that too. I think a little bit more, and I'm going to be pretty well satisfied, I think, with that. Try not to have a hard line at the beginning. Scrape my sun free. Or maybe I'll just put a cloud right across it. Might make it show up better. Adding contrast. So I want to put trees on the horizon, up here and over here, and maybe some down here. I'm going to wipe off my spatula first. I have a new studio rag and it's staying wet. I don't know if fingerprints are better than hard lines, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, so now I have some VanDyk brown and some Meaden black. And I was kind of hoping that this was going to work, but it's not looking really like it is. At all. So I'm going to go to plan B. Which I really could just lay in a bunch of black and scrape through it, I think. And then put some green down over it. That's my theory right at the moment. Trees in silhouette against the sky. Try not to hurry myself. I don't know, they don't look much like trees yet. I don't know why I'm feeling rushed. I think I'll just probably fast forward through the rest of this. But I'm already happier with that. So I'm going to grab the teal. I tested out that little acetate card. I could have sworn it was going to work. I'm going to wipe off my spatula. Grab my chopstick from before. Take my little pan. And put a little bit of peacock. Okay, I got fluid, but I'm pretty sure if I mix all those things together, it'll be okay. I'm gonna hope so. They don't look like evergreens anymore, but that's okay. And I can always add more colors to them to make them look more realistic. And while they're fat, I can scrape down through them to make them look like, well, I could try that anyway. There we go. Good old thumbnail. I can also put some more foliage at the horizon down along the bottom to hide any indiscreet, less attractive I think I'll put more tree foliage and then add some more trunks down below. And take some of the color that I'm using now and put it in the ones I had before. Yeah, what I had there dried pretty dark, so I don't think it's going to hurt anything to lighten it up. Strangely enough, I'm back to show you the dry painting, well, the mostly dry painting. When I was done yesterday, this is dry now, and this is dry now. When I was done yesterday, I went back in and I used some of the bobbing for apples, and I put I spatula swiped in a few deep purple areas. I like the bobbing for apples because it's not as deep amethyst. And just this morning I put a fingerful of orange crush, and I wanted to make sure you guys, maybe I can shimmer this at you. It's quite bright when it, there we go. But it's very pretty. I wasn't sure about it yesterday. I wish I had, instead of using my finger, I wish I had used my little, the tip of my glove finger. Like a little balloon roll for the trees, and I would do that next time. I will do that next time. I love you guys. Bye for now. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Maybe this afternoon. Who knows? See ya. Happy New Year.